Yo, what up guys, it's your boy Pumpkin Picks back with another video, and as you can see, every day we are upgrading this video quality, and yeah, I got the green screen, and hopefully this improves my videos. Anyways, let's get right to this. Tomorrow, PSG versus Inter. This is the match that we were supposed to all be waiting for, but I've seen some videos saying that this match has the least hypes from all the other European matches. But I mean, I'm still looking forward to it because I think there are still some narratives that are important. The first one being that, look, if PSG win this not only does this look horrible for Inter Milan because they basically have given two teams their first UCL in the span of 3 years. This also looks horrible on Mbappe, and basically the narrative that Mbappe is makes teams worse gets even more solidified. And yeah, I mean he did make PSG bad in some areas, as in like he wasn't participating fully into the team tactics, which is pressing. The good thing about both of these teams is that both of these teams have created a system, and both of these teams have went through their difficult games to get here. Like if you look at Inter Milan, they had to play Barcelona before this, which gave us two classic ties that I think we'll be looking back and being like, damn, dude, those matches are crazy. They played against Bayern Munich, and they qualified within the top 8 of the UCL, and then against PSG, yeah, they didn't qualify within the top 8, but they played their tough teams. They played against Aston Villa, who was relatively tough, but still, I mean, they were favorites, but it proved to be a tough game. They played against, who the heck did they play before that? I know they played a couple tough teams before this game, but I know they played Arsenal. Oh, Liverpool. Yeah, they played against Liverpool, which at one point were the favorites to win this game with Barcelona, and Liverpool actually finished first in the league stage. But now the question is, tomorrow, who is the favorite? Who should you guys put money on? I think both of these teams. It's funny because one's strength is the other's weakness. I think I think PSG, their strength is how they press and are able to, and their magic is in the midfield. And then you have Dembele, who people are saying that should be the Ballon d'Or candidate. I don't agree with that. I think the Ballon d'Or should be going to Lamine Yamal up until now, but we'll see what happens. PSG, as they're set up right now, they basically set up a high press system with, and they like to dominate the midfield. And Inter Milan, on the other hand, they follow the typical Italian system, which is defend first, and we're gonna build from the back, And I think what ultimately decides this game, or my reason why I want to pick who's gonna win, is because this game, in some sense, is very similar to the game that Inter Milan lost 2 years ago. And if you remember that game, Inter Milan were actually the better team. Inter Milan had tactically, or in Inzaghi, tactically, he had figured out Pep Guardiola, but it was Lukaku who basically threw away those games, and Di Marco, I think it was. But now I think this team is better than what they were a couple years ago. I think they were actually I even had them as one of the favorites last year, and then they totally bricked it against Atletico Madrid. But I do think that this game is very similar to, and I guess you could say Luis Enrique has his team set up very similar to how Pep Guardiola does. And why wouldn't they? They both come from the Spanish Barcelona system. So I think and there's also one main reason why, if you guys haven't already figured out, I have Inter Milan winning, is because this player, Marquinhos. Marquinhos, every single big game that I've ever seen him play in, he has a bozo moment. I don't know why. I believe he might have even played against the PSG or the Miracle at Camp Nou game where PSG lost 6-1, I think it was. But he's a captain of PSG, and he, every single year, I mean, even in the Real Madrid game, every single big game, he has a bozo moment, and he basically throws away the game for PSG. Not only that, you have Donnarumma, but this team is a historical team with many bozo moments, and now they're coming to the game where, I mean, yeah, like people have been saying, this year's different, but I just, at the end of the day, I just see there's so much things that I see that are going for Inter Milan, which is one, it's very similar to the 2022 or 2023 Champions League final. It's this game is a typical game where Marquinhos typically messes up with Donnarumma, and on top of that, I think that Inter Milan are not going to give two teams their first UCL. I just refuse to believe that. Inter Milan they're not going to be handing out first UCLs, okay? And after the type of games that they had gone through with with Barcelona and with Bayern Munich, I just think they have built something together. Yeah, PSG they struggled through big games like Liverpool and like Aston Villa. Even at one point, it seemed like they were gonna lose it. Arsenal, they were able to get through them pretty easily. Although in the first half, it seemed like Arsenal could have came back. But I just think this is where I'm not gonna say where their luck runs out. I'm gonna say where their history catches up to them. And this team, I think, is cursed. And yeah, there's a new approach to these signings, and they're not following that signed stars like how they were a couple years ago. But I just refuse to believe that Inter Milan is going to be handing out more UCLs. I think the Italian system is good. It is always their systems that beat others. I think the German system, for whatever reason, tends to beat the Italian system. The Italian system tends to lose or tends to beat against the Spanish system, and the Spanish system tends to beat the Premier League system. What beats the Premier League system? I don't freaking know. I guess you could say the freaking, I don't even know. Up until recently, I kind of took myself to a dead end there, but yeah. That is my prediction. I have all my money going to Inter Milan. If you guys want to make some dough, keep subscribing. Follow me for more. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.